When you call my name, it's like a little breath. Down on my knees, I wanna take you there. In the midnight hour, I can feel you burn. Just like I'm wanting you there. Hi, everybody. Hello, 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 everybody. How are you? How you doing? 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 Howdy. Let me pop off on Instagram real quick. Pop off on the IG, you know how it is. Pop off on the IG, you know how it is. All right. All right. Live on YouTube, we're going to be talking about how Trump just got checkmated and now he is crashing the fuck out because he has, beyond a shadow of a doubt, lost the war in Iran and he's now preparing to nuke them because he's an absolute fucking psychopath. But yeah, I have a whole bunch of fucking links. We're going to cover all these articles. There's a couple articles from The Atlantic. I also want to talk about the fact that online media and it also mainstream media is wildly, disproportionately pro-Israel. This should not surprise you, but we're going to be taking a deep dive into like actual graphs and charts and grids that show you the difference between pro-Palestinian coverage and pro-Israel coverage and how, I mean, I'm sure you know this, but like the Israelis and Benjamin Netanyahu have deployed, I'm not kidding, millions of bots online in order to create more of a pro-Israel sentiment because I don't know if you know this, recent polling shows that Israel is the least popular nation on planet Earth by and large. This is not a poll of Americans. This is a poll of human beings. But yeah, I'm live on YouTube. I'll be live for the next couple hours. Come check it out. Beautiful. Live on YouTube, we're going to be talking about how Trump just... Right on the story. Bang. Done and done. The audio is booty. Is the audio booty for anyone else? Is the audio booty for anybody else? Is it just you? Sounds fine. Okay, it's just you, my guy. Also, check out the amount of links that I have. As per usual, we will take a gander at the docutussie and add what needs to be added. I have a little game for you guys that I was thinking, right? Which will be, I have my links, but you guys try as hard as you can to be like, I wonder if we could get the links that Chris is going to pull up in the doc. You know, and we'll like to keep score on it. And if you actually get like, I don't know, like a 10 out of 10 type shit, then you guys have officially become one. You know, we have become one. We have achieved singularity. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If you guys include the links that I already have, then we have achieved singularity. Oh, it sounds tinny? Okay. Let's see. Let me pull this because there was an update. Let me pull it up on my phone. There was an update for the Scarlet, which is the interface. Let's check something. Hold on. I want to see how I sound on my phone. Audio 1, audio 2, audio 1, audio 2. Let me pull this because there was an update. Let me pull it up on my phone. There was an update for the Scarlet, which is the interface. Oh, it might have defaulted. Hold on. Let's see. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? How do I do this? How do I do this? Properties. Oh, device. There we go. This should be better. Does this sound better? Hi, Shag. Does this immediately sound better? Because it should. It should immediately sound better, right? Hello, one. It should immediately sound better, right? Yeah, compared to... Oh, yeah. Word. No, we're good. Wow, did you guys see how fast I solved that? We're growing. I'm getting better at it. We're growing. Thanks, Disobedient and Alondra. Yeah, thanks to anybody who has helped me out with the mic there. But yeah, we'll take a gander at the docutussie. Oh, it is Shag's birthday. I know. Hey, don't you be texting me at Shag's birthday. I already called Shag. I already told her happy birthday. So you go fuck your fucking self, okay? You're not telling me it's her birthday. I already knew. We're not doing this. We're not playing this fucking game. We're not playing this fucking game. You fucking bastards. Bastards. The Good Liars did a video on a Trump rally in Florida worth watching. They're utterly subhuman. Send me
Send me the link to it, and I'll give it a gander. Fuck you for trying to be a good friend. Nah, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Chris knows ball. You forgot the extra A. Because I know ball. That's how you communicate with ball. You're right. I did summon a demon. You're correct. Homelander. You just cursed us? No, I just summoned an ancient Canaanite demon that will throat fuck me every time I yawn. Okay, so. Oh! Okay, alright. Why is there a hot one with wings in my room now? Oh, you're talking about that fucking meme. I love that meme where it's like the guy summons like this demon woman from hell and she's like, who would you like me to seduce and torture? And he goes, me! And she's like, ah, that's fucked up, bro. You can't do that shit. Don't call me again. And then she goes back down. Weenie. Hi, mama. Hi, baby girl. Hi, sweet girl. He's running around like crazy. What? 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 You want me to throw this? You want me to throw the mouse? The mouse. Oh, sorry. Oh. I'm a theater kid, you know. Was she a boy or a girl? She's a girl. Did you guys see Pete Davidson's Charlie Kirk joke? Yes, yes. Hi, Tech Star. How you doing, brother? All right, let's take a look at the docu-tussie for the day before we dive into the links I already have. Also, Berta is coming. My cleaning lady is coming. So at some point, I'm going to have to go let her in and say, hola, ¿cómo estás? Princesa Luigi, you know, and be like, necesitas agua? You know? Oh, you fucking freak, Avo. You fucking freak. But you know how it is. You have a cleaning lady? She comes fucking once a month, you sick fucks. She comes once a month. She's a family friend. She needs the money. It's the fuck? Well, are you anti-employment? Are you anti-employment? Trump's desperate attempt to end gas tax? What did he... Malenti, what are you fucking talking about? What did he do? What did he do? Post that on fucking Lie Social or some shit? Bro, you need to work harder if it's only once. What do you mean? I'm just confused by what you even mean by that. Once a month, bro, you need to work harder if it's only once. Do you think that she only comes once a month because that's all I can afford? It's once a month because that's all I need, dog. To me, it's like I keep my apartment clean, but I'm also a man, and like my standards are dog shit low, and I don't get paid to clean my apartment, right? She comes, she gets paid to do it. She cleans that shit. I consider it the monthly reset. That's what I call it. It's a monthly reset, and then I keep it as clean as you know. And then she Chris is hiring a hooker. You know, I don't need to hire hookers. Hookers hire me. Okay, they hire me. You know, I call up a hooker. They pay me back. They're like, that was great, and I'm like, thanks. You know.
Finally, with the fairy queen's magic, the ritual is complete.
Who has summoned me?
It was I, Worm Doll, who summoned you.
And who is it you would like me to seduce and torture?
Me.
Me.
You can't just do that.
I had a really bad day.
So?
I had like a really, really, really bad day.
This dude, the side eye. It's the side eye. Wait.
Really, really, really bad day.
Don't summon me again.
Dude, that's dead ass me, bro. That's dead ass me. I said it before, I'll say it again. There are two types of men in this world. There are good boys and there are daddies, right? That's it. Now you could swap as need be. It's the same thing with like what you say. You're either a good girl or a mommy type of guy. You know what I'm saying? You could swap as need be, but you are one in your soul and you know who you are. You know what? Let's start a poll. Let's start a poll. Okay, hold on. Let's start a poll. Engage. Start a poll. Okay, there we go. While we go through the docutussi, I will let that poll run. You guys run that poll while we go through this. Good morning, OAL. In self-defense, Southern chivalry. If I hadn't killed you, you would have grown up to rule me. Yeah. Yeah, this is now just like what Zionism is. This is literally like Zionism. This is the exact argument that a lot of the Israelis make. You know, when you hear them, it's kind of diabolical. Like, a lot of people don't understand that you can actually get clips. I can show you. You can interview Israelis and ask them, like, well, all right, well, what about the kids in Gaza? Should they die too? And a lot of them will, I'm not kidding, they'll be like, yeah, of course, because those kids will grow up to be terrorists. And it's like, remove the word terrorist from the situation and be like, those kids will grow up to be following your yeah, those kids will grow up. That's why I gotta kill them. And it's like you're you know what your actions are. That means you know what you're doing. You know that they'll grow up to want to kill you because of what you're doing. You know it. So you're like, I gotta get rid of the evidence type shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what that is. That's what that is. All right, let's see. I want to check that poll. What are we at? We're at 68 good boys. Oh, you're all a bunch of good boys. You're all a bunch of good boys. All right, we're going to end the poll. We're going to do one more. Hold on. New poll. We're going to do one more. This is for you gooners. There you go. Last poll for you. There you go. Deal with that on your own. Incels thinking they're good boys. I'm a good boy, bro. I'm a good boy. I've always been a good boy. I'm a good boy and a mommy man. That's it. Good boy and mommy. Good boy and mommy. There you go. All right, let's see. What else do we got here? Extremist figures in Israel have made statements describing Palestinian children as future terrorists who should be eliminated. Oh, so you guys were ahead of me on this. Okay. Oh my God, did they put his whiteboard? The devil bombs Gaza, hell on heels. That's so funny. Did they put Hassan's car's pussy? Did they put his cussy whiteboard up there on Fox News? Because that's diabolical. Did they actually? Is this real? Is this real? This is a real shot from Fox News, or did you guys add the chyron? Did you guys add the chyron, or is this real? Oh, it's an edit? Okay. Well, I mean, I wouldn't put it past Fox, to be doing that shit. Let me see what this poll is at. Okay, it's a little bit closer when it comes to mommy versus good girl. All right. Seems like the overwhelming majority of you are submissive, by nature, which is fine, Same, That's the thing. In real life, very aggressive and dominant, but not in the bedroom. Anyway. I don't give a fuck. You got a problem with me? You fucking blow me, dude. Blow me from taint to tip. My mother's gonna watch this. I'm dead ass. My mother watches a lot of my shit. My mother's gonna see this. Hi, Mom. Sorry. Sorry, Mom. All right. Let's keep going through. See the clip here? Oh, I love this clip, dude. Oh, fuck you. I'm not logging in. Fuck you.
Today, we are going to learn about Cussy. This...
The Attack on Titan music.
...is an ambulance. It's a type of a car, okay? It's a type of car. This is a police car.
Of course.
It's also another type of a car. Okay? When one car falls in love with another car,
they have car sex.
Have a baby car.
Okay. Lock the fuck in.
Sometimes a bus.
Okay. Yep.
Now, in the car cinematic universe,
The CCU.
fact that there are female cars and male cars
And baby cars.
and also baby cars
Means there's a cussy.
implies
There's a
that
cussy.
these cars have a cussy,
Okay. Okay.
which is, of course, a car and a pussy.
Pussy. Yeah, it's car pussy. Car plus pussy equals
Okay?
cussy. Yes,
Car
of course.
Pussy equals cussy.
Well, I'd like to bring your attention to one other thing. In the Cars cinematic universe, they have the Pope, which would also imply that they have Hitler and Stalin and Mussolini. Okay? You know? All right? You know? All I'm saying is I want a movie that is animated like the Cars movies, right? The exact same style. But I want zero humor and I want it wildly graphic, right? And I want it to be called Planes, okay? And I want it to be a war movie with like German fucking Stukas and American P-51s and British Spitfires. And they're all shooting each other down and they're murking Planes already exists. There's a movie called Planes. Is it a war film? Is it a dramatic piece of World War II history? They had a flashback in Planes to World War II? No shot. No shot. Did they really? I didn't even know there was a Planes movie. I want Pearl Harbor. I want Pearl Harbor in the Planes cinematic universe. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, it would go so hard. And I mean, like, I want scenes where the planes are getting their wings shot off, and they're like, oh my God, I'm going down! And like, I'm talking brutal shit. Brutal shit. Pearl Harbor, oh my God. Anyway, let's keep going here. What do we got? Trump biker realizes America. Yeah, I watched this already. I know. I got this ready. Trump posted, like, I'm not even kidding, like 600 times that is diabolical. I have a link for the flashback. I can't watch Cars on a live stream, bro. That'll dead ass, like, that's immediate copyright violation. That's Disney, bro. You want me to fuck with Disney? Do you know what happens as soon as you fuck with Disney? It's bad. It's bad, bro. It's bad. It's bad. It's real bad. It's real bad. You can't do that. You can't do that shit. Fuck out of here. Zelensky meets Palantir CEO as Ukraine expands use of AI in the war. Oh, well. Zelensky, you are in a bad position, and I'll give you that. But to be meeting with the devil from the Bible is not going to be helping you too much. You know, that's definitely going to make a lot of people such as myself want to turn against you. Now, here's the thing. This guy is quite literally fighting for his life and the survival of his people. And maybe he's grasping at every last straw that he possibly can. You know, so I'll give him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. You know, but it's still not good. It's still not a good look, dog. It's still not a good look. And it's Alex Karp, bro. This guy's probably on fucking methamphetamine right now. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. You know, the benefit of the doubt because, you know, the Russian horde is there. You know, like, here's the thing. Like, you got, like, Trump sycophants and Trump loyalists making the same fucking deals with this Alex Karp douchebag, right? But we don't got no war on our home front, so, like, they have no excuse. At least he's like, the Russians are on my front door. I need AI-generated drone manufactured bullshit. You know? Type shit. You know, type shit. You know how it is. You know how it is. I hear your voice, and I can hear you. Why are you showing me the weather in Phoenix? Oh! Oh! That's why! What the fuck? Anybody here in Phoenix? Excuse me. Anybody here in Phoenix? Putain. You in a good mood, dude? I think I just had, like, this is why I started, you know how I used to do my workouts at, like, after the stream at, like, 2 in the morning? I've been starting my streams later because I'm doing my workouts before it, and I think that you just get, like, a large endorphin release and a dopamine build up when you work out, you know? I mean, that's just, like, a scientific fact. So doing it before the workout has helped me out a lot, you know? Maybe that's the change. I don't fucking know. Well, that's diabolical. It's diabolical. Whose phone is this? You took a screen. You know, it's 5:43 in the afternoon and you got good battery and you got 4 bars. Whose phone is this? You know, you got your life together, man. By 5:43, my phone's on fucking 13%. You got your life together, man. You got 4 bars. That's Valenti Simp. Unbelievable. Good work. You got your life together, don't you? You know, type of guy, type shit. Ban him. Ban him. I'm kidding. Don't fucking do that. I'm totally fucking with you. All right. I get up early just to work on the dock before you go live. Also because I work at 7 a.m. You're damn right. Oh, look at that beautiful little guy. Look at that beautiful little guy. Look at this cool-ass locust in the community member Loki's Australian viewer's garden. That's a cool little guy. Is it begun? Has it begun? Valentites fandom name pitch? Nah, you guys are Valentards. That's what you are. See, I'm not using the R word, I'm using the V word. Okay? So, you can't cancel me. You can't cancel me. You can't cancel me. You could try. Good luck. You could try, but good luck. You know, I could shoot somebody on 5th Ave, and I still wouldn't get canceled. Valentramites is pretty good. Valentifa is pretty good. Valentifa's pretty good. Bella Chow for Riley. He's 11 and homesick today. I can absolutely do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Daily Bella Ciao. I want you to lock the fuck in and prepare for a really good voice. Una mattina mi sono alzato, un bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Una mattina mi sono alzato e ho trovato l'invasor. Un partigiano, portami via. Un bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Partigiano, portami via. Che mi sento di morir.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Riley, I want you to look at me in the eyes. I'm going to get rid of that sickness real quick. Hold on. Come on. Don't you look away. Give me the sickness. Give it to me. I got it. 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 Stop holding. Give it back. There we go. Now we got it. Now we're going to put it in here. I'm going to close that down. I'm going to throw it away. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're... Ace of Spades, the fuck? Fuck out of my face. All right. What else do we got here? The Iran war. The goal, so Marco Rubio, the goal in the Iran war is now to return it to how it was before Trump started the war. Bullshit. No way he said that. No fucking shot in hell. Somebody just bought merch, thank you to Joseph Hamilton. Somebody just bought merch, thank you to Joseph Hamilton. Much appreciated. All right, let's see.
As President Trump has said, and the facts clearly bear out, the United States of America holds all the cards. There is no scenario here in which if they decide to join the ladder of
$2,
escalation,
$1, and the
the
membership.
last say. But our preference is for these straits to be opened to the way they're supposed to be open, back to the way it was. Anyone can use it, no mines in the water, nobody paying tolls. That's what we have to get back to, and that's the goal here.
Wait, so wait. So your goal is to Your goal is to like protect, like go back to. Hold on, this is so stupid. Your goal is to go back to the way that it was before, but you're bombing your way there. That doesn't make any sense. That makes zero sense, right? Because also the thing is, the longer this goes on, the more permanent damage is done to the global price of oil. You know what I'm saying? The longer this goes on, the harder it's going to be to reset. So if your goal is to return it to how it was before Trump started the war, unironically, if that's your goal, unironically, the way you would do that is complete and total surrender. You know what I'm saying? And like total capitulation. Immediate withdrawal, immediate end to the hostilities in Lebanon, immediate end to the hostilities in Iran and the Strait of Hormuz, apologizing, giving concessions. Like, if that was your goal, which it isn't, this is a lie. He is lying. He is lying. If that was your goal, you would completely and totally surrender. That's not your goal. That's absolutely not your goal. That's bullshit. 39% of MAGAs says that Trump could beat him in a fight. I know, I saw that. This shit was so stupid, bro. These fucking people are so fucking stupid. This is why we say it's a cult, bro. It's not like we call it a cult because I don't like Donald Trump. I also don't like RFK. When RFK was running, I didn't like him, but I didn't think he had a cult-like following. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think he was acting like a cult leader. Trump was. I mean, I could think of all these people. I don't like Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz isn't a cult leader. You know what I'm saying? Why haven't I called other Republican politicians a cult leader? You know, I haven't, because they're not. They don't have motion type shit. Caroline Levitt's child is a Rosemary baby. My fucking mother's name is Rosemary. You know? What is a Rosemary's baby? Hold on. What? Huh. So, a Rosemary's baby is a demon baby? I love you, and can you sum up everything wrong with Israel real quick? Real quick? Real quick? No, I can't real quick. I can't. I'll give you real quick, but it won't be everything that's wrong with Israel. All right. Currently, if we remove, how do I do this? All right, let's start with this. World War II ends. The Jews just went through the Holocaust, the most traumatic and deadly version of oppression that has been hoisted upon the Jewish people in fucking history. So all these Jews living in different parts of Europe, right? They have to flee because Adolf Hitler is fucking, he's running through them and he's rounding them up and he's tossing them in gas chambers. So they're all abandoning their countries. By the end of the war, a fuckload of the Jews, they go over to the UK, right? And the UK, because they're fucking white supremacists, and this is in a period where Jews weren't even considered white necessarily. They had come up with all these secret backroom deals with like the Rothschilds and the the Shahs, I think, like different religious leaders from both the Jewish community and the Islamic community. And they essentially gave these Jews passports to Palestine because this is before Israel existed. And they were like, okay, you guys can create your own Jewish state. We made a deal through the Balfour Declaration, and I forgot what the other one was called, the Sykes-Picot Agreement. There's all these different things that happened in between World War I and World War II, right? And they give all these Jews passports to Palestine. They go, you go over there, you live in the Holy Land, right? So they start going over there, but then eventually the Jews in that region, the Zionist Jews, because don't forget, there's a big difference between Jews and Zionists, but the Jews go to that region, and a lot of the Zionist Jews start this thing called the Nakba in like the what is it, 1950s or 60s, where they're displacing all of the native Palestinians who have lived in this land so that they can create a living space for the Jews. And yes, I'm using living space purposefully, the German Lebensraum, you know what I'm saying? And they're like, yeah, we're going to start pushing you out. And this relocation is a form of genocide. It's ethnic displacement. They fucking kill a shitload of them, and it's something between 700,000 and like a couple million Palestinians are relocated to all different parts of the Middle East, right? And the Zionists, they start to build up this nation of Israel, and the entire time they are waging war on all different fronts, claiming that they're participating in preemptive attacks, right? Like, or that they are, yes, they're attacking first, but they're doing it because they got intelligence that these people were going to attack them and they weren't going to wait, right? That's always their excuse. So that starts boiling over, and the IDF grows, and the nation of Israel starts to keep on, it's starting to become like more and more of a presence in the global stage, while the Palestinian people are losing their land inch by inch. They're losing their homes, they're losing their ancestry, they're being replaced by European Jews who went to the UK, and the UK said, we don't want you here, we made a deal for you to go to this place, right? Things get worse and worse, and then eventually in like the 1970s and the 80s, you see the Israelis start to, you know, they've got advanced technology. They have a secret nuclear arsenal. They are becoming a hegemonic power in the region, and they start pushing into Lebanon and shit like that. And the whole time they're just slaughtering anybody and everybody who is not the chosen people. Now, again, remember, we're talking about the Zionists who are using Judaism as a vehicle, right? They don't believe in any of the fucking religious teachings of Judaism, because if they did, they wouldn't be fucking murdering all these people. You know what I'm saying? So they're using it as an excuse, and they keep projecting their power. You enter the late 80s, early 90s, and the Israelis have learned a lot from the Americans in terms of, blackmail. So they have all these different Mossad operations, whether it be a honeypot operation or somebody like Jeffrey Epstein, who was gathering blackmail on all different world leaders, because Israel is so tiny that the only way that they can get power on the global stage is through blackmail, right? And they have all this money, and they're using AIPAC and different pro-Israel lobbies to kind of buy the influence of American politicians, and it's a slow drip. And they threaten Bill Clinton with audio files of his sex tapes and all this shit. And they ask every president to go to war in Iran, and it keeps boiling over and over and over. Eventually, you reach what we're going through right now, where October 7th happens, and the Israelis, they allow October 7th to happen and use that again as a vehicle to go full throttle in their extermination of the Palestinian people in Gaza and expanding their illegal settlements into the West Bank. So they commit a fucking genocide, and this is at a time period where we have live streaming and phones and shit. And the unfortunate reality is that what the Israelis did to the Palestinians is genuinely no different than what the Americans did to the oh my God, I shouldn't have even said that, of what the colonists did to the Native Americans, right? The difference is that happened in a period without cell phones, without live streaming, without videotapes, without like massive news, you know what I'm saying? Like huge news organizations, the TV and shit. We did that. We killed like 60 million people, but there was nobody watching. You know what I'm saying? They're doing it in a time period where you just can't get away with it. You just can't get away with it. But yeah. I guess that's where we're at. Oh, and then now they've gathered blackmail. They got really good at their blackmail operation, and their best blackmail operation of all time was the Epstein operation, in order to get Donald Trump into the Oval Office, because they have so much blackmail on him that he quite literally just can't say no to any of their demands, which is why they have finally gotten a president to approve, we're going to fight your war in Iran for you. And that's not coming from me. Marco Rubio said this himself. Trump has said this. All of them have said this. They said, we got news that Iran was going to attack Israel, so we went to war with Iran for Israel. That's not even debatable. They've said it themselves. So that's the point where we're at. And now more and more Americans are realizing, they're like, yeah, there's a lot of different nations that fuck with us, but there's only one nation that is quite literally embedded within us. You know what I'm saying? All right, I hope that was quick enough. You know what I'm saying? I hope that did the thing for you. All right, anyway, let's make this video. Let's make this video. Y'all ready to make a video? Y'all ready? I also have to turn on the AC because I'm sweating a lot. Looking at Ghislaine Maxwell's dad. Yeah, he owned, what was the name of the textbooks? He owns the publishing company for all the textbooks that we read when we were kids. Read the dono. The Ethnic Cleansing of Palestine by Ilan Pappé is an excellent resource for people wanting to learn. I'll check it out. What the fuck was the name of the, no, it's not Penguin. You're talking about Penguin Random House? No, they're McGraw-Hill. That's it, McGraw-Hill. All right, hold on. I gotta blast the AC. Damn, y'all praising Chairlenti. We should make a Chairlenti song, and I'll play that every time I get up. Chairlenti, Chairlenti, Chairlenti. Chairlenti, Chairlenti, Chairlenti. Something like that, you know? You know what's funny? Before you guys started saying Chairlenti, when I play Xbox and I come across a random and like we're playing Battlefield and they need to call me out, like there's a guy on my right, they'll say some shit like, yo, Charlenti, there's a guy near you. Because my name is Cralenti on it, because Chris Valenti, but like a lot of people just call it, how are you supposed to know that the H is silent, you know? But they're like, Charlenti, there's one on your right. Charlenti, you know? A lot of them call me Charles. They're like, yo, Charles! And I'm like, yo! Anyway, you know how it is. Had to bite my tongue in welding class today because one of the teachers came in talking about the Kid Rock concert. Ugh. Well, I'm always grateful when people voice their shit like that because then I know who they are. And like, I immediately am like, yeah, no, you're a fucking idiot. All right. I want to just get a couple of things up and going. There are a couple of videos I wanted to get up before we did just start recording off the rippity-popippity. All right, Aaron Rupar. Yo, this might as well be the Aaron Rupar show. Yo, one of these days I gotta meet him. Yo, Aaron Rupar, if you ever see this, bro, the way that you gather links together has quite literally carried me. So, can we get like some W Aaron Rupars in the chat? How many fucking times have we covered his Twitter account, you know? Oi, Christopher, you're missing donos, fam. My apologies. Doesn't mean to. Shit happens, you know? You got to time your donos well if you want me to read them. You got to time them properly, you know?
You know, you read about that.
Because Iran.
Rumors that they're providing weapons for Iran through the Caspian Sea, other outlets, Russians, by the way, providing drones. Stay with China.
Well, I think it's going to be good, and we do have a good. It's good to have a good relationship. You know, when I first got involved, China was just really taking advantage of us, and they're not anymore. And you know, we're doing.
I love when he calls in, man. It's so funny. I just picture him like lying on his stomach on the bed with like a long coiled pink phone, and his feet are kicking in the background. He's like, yeah, well, you know, I've got a really good relationship with Xi Jinping. He likes me a lot. He tells me my cock is huge. And I think everything's going great. And if you disagree, you're stupid and I hate you, you know? Thank you for the $20. Didn't know there's more iron workers in the chat. OAL Local 420, been at work since 6 a.m. Love you, Chris. You keep on working that iron, son. You work that iron, son. Power to the fucking people, my boy. This country is held up by the fucking unions. And unironically, a lot of the union guys vote Trump. Or they vote Republican, which is just so stupid. I have a burp coming. Hold on. Whoops. All right. Second burp. Oh my God, Lindsey Graham is testifying?
Are you aware of reports that Pakistan are allowing their bases to be used to park Iranian aircraft?
Oh my God, bro, that we're using Pakistan as negotiators, as the middleman, and fucking Lindsey Graham is about to do some shit like we should bomb Pakistan too. The fuck?
General Kane?
Sir, I've seen one report on that.
Well, is it accurate?
Sir, I think based on the variety of classification matters.
Let me just say, do you agree if it is accurate, that is sort of inconsistent with it being a peace mediator?
Sir, I wouldn't want to comment on that based on the ongoing negotiations and Pakistan's role.
Bro, Lindsey Graham has never met a brown person he didn't want to bomb. I swear to God, he's itching at his fucking neck like, can we please bomb Pakistan? General Kane, please.
Terry Hexford, if the mediator is allowing reconnaissance aircraft of Iran to be parked in Pakistani air bases, do you think that's consistent with being a fair mediator?
I wouldn't want to get in the middle of these negotiations.
Yeah.
I want
well,
maximum
I do.
efficacy
I
for
want
our
to get in
people.
the middle of these negotiations. I don't trust Pakistan as far as I can throw them. if they actually do have Iranian aircraft parked in Pakistan bases to protect Iranian military assets, that tells me we should be looking maybe for somebody else to mediate. No wonder this damn thing is going nowhere.
Oh yeah, no, it's not your fault. It's Pakistan's fault. Are we dead ass?
So, you know, I appreciate all you've done. I'm very supportive of it. But when it comes to Pakistan and China, enough already. Thank you.
What the fuck is your solution, you fat fucking turkey-necked fucking cracker-ass bitch? Why don't you go put on a fucking helmet and some camis? Why don't you head over to fucking Tehran? Why don't you go fight the Pakistanis? Who the fuck are you? God, I hate this son of a bitch. Sometimes I hate this motherfucker more than Trump. I'm dead ass. Sometimes I hate this this motherfucker committed treason, by the way. This motherfucker went to Israel for 3 weeks, like right before the Iran war started, right before Operation Epstein's Fury, and he coached Netanyahu on how to talk to Trump in order to convince him to go to war in Iran. Literally, that's fucking treason. That's not even a joke. This isn't a rumor. He is proud of that and he has flexed that. That's fucking treason as far as I'm concerned. Talking your own fucking president into a war for another nation teaching another nation's leader, coaching them on how to convince your nation's leader on how to fight a war for that nation. That's fucking treason. That has to be fucking treason. I gotta look up the actual definition of treason. The crime of betraying one's country, specifically by attempting to overthrow the government, waging war against it, or aiding its enemies. That's what I would say right there. Israel is by far our #1 enemy. I know we like to pretend like they're our #1 ally. They are our #1 enemy, okay? They are the only nation on earth that has like infected us as the way that like we pretend the Somalis have. You know what I'm saying? In the United States, it is the only crime defined in the Constitution requiring an overt act and strict witness testimony or confession for conviction. Yeah, okay, yeah, no. He committed treason and he could absolutely be convicted for that if there was anybody in the White House who had a pair of fucking testicles. You know what I'm fucking saying? And actually, no, that's wrong, bro. I guarantee you if we had like some fucking badass woman in charge, they would have charged that motherfucker. Maybe the problem isn't having a pair of balls. Maybe it's having a clit. You know, we're always like, grow a pair. Maybe we need to start saying grow a clit. Type shit, you know? Cool your fucking head and grow a clit, you fucking pussy. Oh, and then I called him a pussy. You see what I'm doing? It's so baked into our brains, it's hard to even avoid it. But yeah, I'm gonna start saying grow a clit, you fucking dick. That's what I'm gonna say. It's better. We're gonna flip it. Grow a clit, you fucking dick. There we go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Yeah, dude, pussy pushes out an entire fucking baby. You fucking flick a guy in the balls and he's on the ground. Deadass, you flick a guy in the balls and he's on the ground going, they're in my stomach, oh my god. You know? Granted, a flick to the balls, that ain't no joke. Oh, fucking, like, look at the power of this flick. Look, I'm gonna fucking bop. You can even hear it, ready? You hear that? You hear that? Oh. Unbelievable. All right. Enough. I want this there. That's the first clip I want to show, actually. Oh, wait. Oh, that's the first clip I want to show. Okay. Let's do this. Kirk in. About 20 minutes from now, I might have Berta rolling in, but we're gonna get to it. All right. Y'all ready? Lock in. Kirk in. Jack's here. Hi, Jack. Kirk in? Kirked? Okay. The Iranians have checkmated Donald Trump in Operation Epstein's Fury, the illegal and offensive war that we are waging in the name of Israel. It's fucking over, bro. It's over. It's so over that, as we covered yesterday, Trump is, again, threatening to nuke them. This is now the 10th time he's threatened to nuke them. You got fucking Lindsey Graham in front of Congress saying shit like, we should start bombing Pakistan because clearly the Pakistanis are not negotiating well. Like, brother, Lindsey Graham has never met a brown person he didn't want to fucking bomb, okay? Swear to God, he's never met a war or a cock that he didn't want to support. It's fucking, and I'm talking about supporting that shit. I guarantee you Lindsey Graham be throwing that shit back in a fucking gimp suit with a ball of gag in his mouth type shit. That's why they call him the ladybug. You know what I'm saying? That's why they call him the ladybug. But anyway, we have a lot to talk about. Trump, I'm talking fully crashed out. Like, there has to be a new word for crash out. Like, on Twitter, sorry, not on Twitter, on Lie Social, Truth Social, I think he posted like 100 times over the past 24 hours. And none of it has any substance. I'm talking shit with him on the $100 bill, shit with his face on Mount Rushmore, random fucking clips of Mark Levin saying that like we need to exterminate every last Iranian, all 93 million of them. Just wild shit. A couple of articles I want to talk about. The Intercept has an incredible article, and The Atlantic too also have incredible articles. A lot to talk about. Then we're going to be looking at the price of goods going up. Like the price of sulfur is up fucking 90% and wheat is up 20%. The price of literally everything is skyrocketing because, as I told you, it doesn't matter whether the good needs oil. What matters is that the goods are transited across the planet in ships and in trucks and in cars, and it's all running on oil. So the global price of oil dictates the price of all goods. I don't think you need me to explain this to you. I don't think you guys are fucking stupid. Yes, even fucking weed. Dude, everything in this planet relies on oil to dictate its price because of the whole idea of trade. You know what I'm saying? The trade and transit. It's oil run. It's oil based unless you've got some fucking water powered vehicle, which if you did, you would have been sniped by Mossad already. So we got that. We're going to look at the prices of gas going up and grocery prices, electricity, just the basic like goods, you know. We're going to be talking about the Jeffrey Epstein memorial reading room that popped up in New York City. Fucking incredible. It is literally Donald Trump's nightmare. They made like a pop-up for the next 2 weeks that it's a library with the Epstein files in it. It is bonkers. It is absolutely bickety bonkers. But we have a lot to talk about. We're going to dive right in. But before we do, I want to remind you, hi, how are you? I'm Chris Valenti. Welcome to the Valenti VOD. This is real independent media. I have never had a conversation with a sponsor, an advertiser, a government, a PAC, a billionaire, any of that shit. So if you do want to support me financially, because I'm a dissident of this regime, a dissident of the Fuhrer, I don't get boosted in the algorithm nearly as much as people who support Donald Trump, or nearly as much as people who are, puppets for the Democrat establishment, who are willing to, sell ads and do sponsorships and run 3 fucking ad breaks during their video. You're not going to see me do that. So I don't make too much money. If you want to support me financially, you could buy merch like the posters and the mugs and the hoodies and whatnot. That's located down below. You can click the thanks button down below to tip me directly. You can click the join button down below to become a member of the channel for $5. That'll give you access to member-only content and some pretty cool emotes. And then last but not least, you can donate to me on Patreon, $1 a month, $5 a month, $10 a month, whatever you want to donate. Huge shout out to all the patrons. Huge shout out to anybody who's ever donated a single dollar to the channel. You guys keep this operation going. I am simply a megaphone for you, the people, okay? This is why we call you the OAL. We are the only Americans left. Other than that, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Those 4 things cost you absolutely nothing, and they help me a lot. Thank you, Clint. I appreciate that $1. And without further ado, we're going to dive in, starting with Trump on Truth Social. Real quick, have you spoken about the dismantling of the Voting Rights Act, the abhorrent actions of these racists sicken me? I think I have that queued up. We have a lot. I look at all these fucking links, okay? All right, so we're not going to be watching all these videos, just so you understand. I just want to scroll to show you how much Trump has posted just in the past like 15 hours, okay? And we're starting with this because the rest of these are like AI generated endorsements for like Republican candidates, and they don't really matter. But we're gonna scroll through this and kind of just, okay, so this is also something he does often. Trump is, he's old as fuck. He's decrepit. He's a great grandfather. He posts the same video twice sometimes because he's like, here's the video, and then here's my favorite response to it, So like, we'll just start with one, right? He'll post this random fucking video, and then he'll repost the video with America First Now because he likes this post, right? And it'll say, bombshell exposed, Obama's coup plot unraveling. Yeah, like Obama had a fucking coup plot when you literally, not even joking, you literally tried a violent overthrow of the United States government. Like, you literally tried a coup d'etat without the military. It's a violent insurrection. You built a gallows and were chanting to hang Mike Pence, who is your own vice president at the time. Just remarkable. So, and then more Fox News clip. What is this? Arrest Obama, the traitor, from Cat Turd. Jesus Christ. Random clips. Here it is. Edison research confirms states using Dominion voting system switched 435,000 votes from Trump to Biden. This has been proven in court over 30 times to be incorrect. This has been disproven over and over and over and over again, but he just refuses to give up on it. Probably some shit about Rudy Giuliani, who was thankfully fucking dying. Thank the Lord. Oh God, just more shit. John Kennedy and Obama. We're just gonna keep scrolling, bro. Look at how much the President of the United States of America is shit posting on his own private social media, where you're not allowed to be a dissident. You're not allowed to criticize him. You're not allowed to disagree with him, or you're kicked clean off the platform. That's why I've never posted on it. But on top of that, I just don't want to. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this?
Oh my God! They stole it! They stole it!
Just,
They stole it!
this is why convenience store chain Wawa's closing stores one after another. So I guarantee you what he's doing is implying that black people are thieves. I guarantee. No, what I'm looking at are thieves stealing something from a Wawa. I don't give a fuck if they're black, white, gay, trans, Latino. It doesn't fucking matter. It's an action. It's an action that the person is taking. That's the thing. I mean, I know I don't have to explain this to you guys. You guys aren't fucking stupid. Oh my God, he's doing more? Oh no, he's just racist, bro. He's just.
Yes, ma'am. What's the order, ma'am?
Bro, he's just racist.
Would you go to more dollars, ma'am?
He's just racist, bro. He's just fucking racist. We're not gonna watch this shit. But look at how far I have to scroll, bro. I was like way down here below my fucking camera. Man caught on camera purposefully knocking over Miami restaurant. I get it. Oh my God, is he gonna do? Yeah, no, okay, he's just racist as fuck, bro. He's just showing clips of like the worst behavior of like that an individual can do, and he's like pinning it on their entire fucking race. That's exactly what he's doing. This is so stupid. Oh my God, Benny Johnson. This is a closeted homosexual, by the way, and that's not a joke. This is like a Republican pundit, and again, no problem with homosexuality. You're talking to somebody who went to acting school. I've had my fair share of dick, don't worry. But this fucking guy is like a right-wing pundit, always talking about how bad homosexuality is. Meanwhile, he like one time posted online like a picture of his Twitter feed, and it was all like gay porn, and he was like, "Damn, Elon, what have you done to this app?" And everybody was like, "Brother, it's a targeted feed. It's based on what you look at. That's why I got 2 accounts, one for gooning, one for politics." What the fuck? And then immediately he deleted that fucking post, but that was really funny. Then he reposts this from Mike Flynn. The 2020 election was stolen. We had a fake president for 4 years. Our country is yet to recover. The corporate media was complicit in the crime. Anyone who uses the phrase election denier can get fucked, I'm assuming. Enough is enough. Hold these people accountable now. Also, I'm willing to bet money Michael Flynn didn't post that. I have no proof of this, but I'm kind of willing to bet money that Mike Flynn did not post that. This seems like something like, photoshopped type shit. Anyway, more, just insane. He's just posting and posting and posting. Hey, guys, is it a good thing when the president of the United States doesn't fucking sleep and posts 100 times on Truth Social, just glazing himself like he's fucking coming all over his own face? What is this? Fire video about Obama. God, he's just racist. That's the reason why he hates Obama so much. And I remember people were calling Donald Trump the white lash because of Obama. Oh my God, dude, just swimming in sewage in the fucking Lincoln Memorial. It's so stupid. Okay, and then what is this? The failing New York Times, which is one of the worst newspapers anywhere in the world and is losing subscribers on an hourly basis, is now at it again. Just like they covered my landslide 2024 presidential election victory inaccurately and without shame, constantly making major mistakes and incorrect predictions at every path along the way, they are now trying to justify Obama and Biden's expensively botched attempt at fixing the long, broken, unsightly, and unsanitary reflecting pool. Never in a million years would I have guessed that he was going to make a post about the reflecting pool. Like, what, brother? Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck about the reflecting pool. This is why I say he's got like, there's like train autism and plane autism. He's got like construction autism. He's like Bob the Builder, except he also rapes kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm dead ass. This is his thing. This This is his thing. It's all about building and like, oh, look at my crane, look at my forklift. I guarantee. Yeah, it's like vanity autism. Anyway, unsightly and unsanitary reflecting pool that now sits majestically between the Washington Monument and the Lincoln Memorial. And that now sit. Does he think he moved the pool? Brother, that's where the pool was. You stupid, fat-bodied, fascist child rapist. Anyway, let's see. They squandered at least $55 million haplessly trying with no chance of success to get the reflecting pool to work. Instead, they made it worse, keeping it closed for years. Keeping it closed? Does he think people swim in it? Yo, I think he... I'm dead ass right now. I think Donald Trump thinks it's a swimming pool. And the reason why, and that since he hasn't seen people swimming in it, he thinks it's been closed. I'm dead ass. I actually think that's what he's saying right now. Because what the fuck else could that mean? It was never closed. It was never closed. It was always fucking there. They didn't put a fucking lid on it. What the fuck? And ended up with a leaking, smelling ode to both of their failed administrations. It was an embarrassment to Washington, D.C. and to our country itself. Despite the vast sums of money spent, they never got the pool to work. What do you mean, never got the pool to work? What does that mean, never got the pool to work? What does that mean? It's supposed to reflect the sky and the fucking Washington Monument. That's the point. It's a reflecting pool. Are you saying it wasn't reflecting? Are you saying the water wasn't working? Are you saying the water wasn't watering? What the fuck does that even mean, you bumbling fuck? And cosmetically, it was a total mess for all to see. Okay, so you're not talking about cosmetics. So no, what are you saying? Because cosmetically, that's what it does. It works. What the fuck are you saying? Now along comes Trump, who is asked by many patriots if I could fix it. The answer is a resounding yes, and for a tiny fraction of the cost. I worked with our now strong Department of the Interior, and I explained to them that we should view this as a highly sophisticated... As a highly sophisticated swimming pool. You can call me a pre-read, Andy, all you fucking want. I did not pre-read this. Holy fucking shit. They should view this as a highly sophisticated swimming pool. Oh my God. Not the leaking, dilapidated facade, joints and all of a building. Instead of taking 4 years to build at a cost, granite pavers and all, of $400 million, we could construct a far superior reflecting pool for $5 or $6 million and could complete the project in 2 weeks rather than 4 years. All right, let's just say for a second that it was necessary to clean the reflecting pool. Why the fuck would that cost $5 or $6 million? Why the fuck would that cost $5 or $6 million? It just simply fucking wouldn't. What a difference in time and money, and for a far superior end result. This is not just a paint job like low-life reporter David Farenthold told the New York Times so inaccurately and maliciously stated. It is a deeply complicated work of smart and beautiful construction. It won't leak, it will shine and be the pride of Washington, D.C. for decades to come. I saved more than $390 million and 4 years of no mess, and was, of course, given no credit by the biased New York Times. Also, I didn't give out the contract, Interior did, to a contractor I did not know and have never used before. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President DJT. So this right here, this is him trying to cover his ass because he's probably embezzling this money. He's like, yeah, we'll give you $6 million to clean the reflecting pool. Then they're going to spend $250,000 doing it, and then they're going to give the rest of that money to probably the Trump family, the Trump organization. It'll go back into Donald's hands through some sort of back alley type shit. But this is him trying to cover his ass because he's corrupt as fuck. All right, so yeah, I mean, oh God, I hate when they put me in this. This website is so bad, by the way. This website is so bad. No Republican has ever spoken to me about Cuba, which is a failed country and only heading in one direction. Down! Cuba is asking for help, and we are going to talk. In the meantime, I'm off to China, President DJT. He's gonna get fucking rickrolled in China, dude. Oh yeah, then he posts AI-generated slopaganda. First of all, the Iranians didn't even have ships like this, you stupid fuck. Another all-time high for the S&P 500. This guy thinks the S&P 500 matters to the average American. Him on the $100 bill. What the fuck is that? Is that Pritzker? Yeah, that's Pritzker. And also, you got no leg to stand out calling a motherfucker fat. Okay, more of this. Iran excursion, 6 weeks, brother. It's been far longer than 6 weeks, you stupid fuck. If you're gonna post this meme, at least update it, you know, and make that say, how many weeks has it been? I don't know, it's been like 70 days or some shit. Lasers, bing, bing, gone. You already posted this. Oh, yeah, he's got dementia, I forgot. Bing, bing, gone. Bye-bye, fast boats. Oh, God, he's so fucking stupid. Quick refresh to see if there's anything new. And there is not, thank the fucking Lord. Should we watch this one thing? Let's watch this, just this one.
There are certainly sacrifices that come along with this life.
Our kids are little. We're gonna have to move.
There are also...
This is a great video. This shows you the contrast between the perpetual victims that the left are, where they see oppression in everything.
I'm about to throw some shade at my Irish folk. This guy's Irish, right? Listen, up the IRA. We love Irish freedom. But you, sir, you better not be in my fucking country right now. You better not be in my fucking country as an Irishman supporting Donald fucking Trump. Is he Scottish? Is he Irish? What the fuck is he?
You'll see it here, the way Michelle Obama lives one of the most privileged lives you can imagine. And watch the way she looks at it.
So, a lot of good things.
It's expensive to live
That's
in the White House.
Scottish?
What a blessing it is to be here.
There were moments when I didn't feel like I got enough attention.
We live in this beautiful, very protected mansion that the...
Isn't that Erica Kirk's future husband? Isn't that the next president of the United States and Erica Kirk's future husband? Isn't that what it is?
American people have gifted us.
Many people don't know.
All right, we're not watching this entire fucking thing. All right, now I wanted to show you this. This is Lindsey Graham arguing that we should go to war with Pakistan because the negotiations are not going well between us and Iran. And again, Lindsey fucking Graham has never met a war or a cock that he did not support vehemently, 10 toes down.
Pakistan. Are you aware of reports that Pakistan are allowing their base?
I want you, by the way, to take this as a moment to understand that there is a split in the Republican Party. There are those who are preparing for the future where they're going to have to explain themselves and their support for the Iran war. Those are people like J.D. Vance, who is trying to distance himself from it and publicly say that, like, he tried to talk us down from it, but meanwhile, privately in the rooms, he's vehemently down for the funk, you know. And then there's the Pete Hegseth and the Lindsey Graham faction who are like super, super rah, kill them all, they're brown.
Is to be used to park Iranian aircraft. General Kane?
So
he's asking him if Pakistan is letting Iran have planes in Pakistan.
I've seen one report on that.
Well, is it accurate?
Sir, I think based on the variety of classification matters.
Let me just say, do you agree if it is accurate, that is sort of inconsistent with it being a peace mediator?
Sir,
no, actually it isn't. Because I know we have American assets in Pakistan. If they actually had Iranian assets in Pakistan and they're operating as a mediator and they're negotiating for you, that actually kind of tracks. You know, like, hey, this is neutral territory type shit. It actually kind of fucking tracks.
On a comment.
And also, the Pakistanis are doing you a fucking favor right now, bro. They are doing you a fucking favor. They're doing the whole world a favor by trying to be a mediator.
On that, based on the ongoing negotiations and Pakistan's role.
Secretary Hegseth. If the mediator is allowing reconnaissance aircraft of Iran to be parked in Pakistani air bases, do you think that's consistent with being a fair mediator?
Yeah, not even joking. Yeah, it is.
I wouldn't want to get in the middle of these negotiations.
Yeah.
I want...
Dude, even Pete Hegseth, the fucking raging alcoholic, rapist, war criminal, even he fucking knows, bro, shut the fuck up. If we don't have the Pakistanis trying to negotiate for us, the only route we have is full-fledged hot war. Because the Iranians refuse to talk to us directly. You know, it's like you're fucking, it's like, you know, like a couple, one of them cheats, and then they use a middleman, you know, to like hey, can I come get my stuff? Hey, she wants to come get her stuff. Yeah, you can come get your stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're doing you a fucking favor, and even he knows that without them, the only option we have is pure violent combat, which we're already doing, but at least there's some sort of mediators in Pakistan.
I do. I want to get in the middle of these negotiations.
Wait.
Do you think that's consistent with being a fair mediator?
Again, I wouldn't want to get in the middle of these negotiations.
Yeah.
I want
Well, I
maximum
do.
efficacy.
Well, I do. He wants to get in the middle of the negotiations. So, again, quick reminder. Lindsey Graham took 3 weeks in Israel meeting with Benjamin Netanyahu before Operation Epstein's Fury began, coaching Netanyahu on how to convince Donald Trump to wage this war for him. This is something that he has flexed. This is not my theory. This is something Lindsey Graham is proud of. He's like, I went to Israel more times in my life over the past 3 weeks than I have in the entirety of my life. And I was talking to Benjamin Netanyahu and trying to teach him on how to talk to Donald Trump. Like, that is the very definition of treason. Like, not even kidding, that's the definition of treason. Is like going against one's country, trying, you know what? Fuck it. Let's pull up the definition. Let's see the definition of treason. Treason definition. Treason is the crime of betraying one's country, specifically by attempting to overthrow the government. Well, he didn't do that, but Trump did. Waging war against it. He didn't do that. Trump did. Or aiding its enemies. So he definitely did this. Israel is the #1 enemy of the United States of America. Israel is the #1 enemy of humanity. I'm not joking about that. If you don't know, recent polling has shown Israel is the least popular country on planet Earth, scoring 3 points lower than North Korea. Okay? Just so you understand, the U.S. is also very low on there. We have scored lower than Russia. The majority of the world views Russia with a better light than they view the United States of America. But Israel is the least popular nation on planet Earth. Everybody knows they are actually the enemy of humanity, right? In the United States, it is the only crime defined in the Constitution requiring an overt act and strict witness testimony or confession for conviction. And he has confessed to this. So, like, yeah, he quite literally has committed treason. That's not even, I'm not even trying to be facetious. All right, let's keep listening.
Getting the military part in Pakistani air bases, do you think that's consistent with being a fair mediator?
Again, I wouldn't want to get in the middle of these negotiations.
Yeah.
I want
well,
maximum
I do.
efficacy
I
for
want
our
to get in
people.
the middle of these negotiations. I don't trust Pakistan as far as I can throw them.
Yeah, probably because you just don't trust brown people. You racist fucking cracker. And when I say cracker, I'm talking with the whip, bro. You sound and look like you are from the 1600s cracking a fucking whip, dude. That is what you are. That is who you are.
If they
Also, let's not forget how old this guy is. I don't have the evidence for this. Maybe I could find it if I decided to do some research. This guy was absolutely alive when there were black and white water fountains, and I guarantee you he was standing on like fucking the side of the road with a mouth just like this, screaming the N-word with a hard R, doing everything he fucking could because he was so afraid of black people drinking out of his fucking water fountain. I guarantee you.
actually do have Iranian aircraft parked in Pakistan bases to protect Iranian military assets, that tells me we should be looking maybe for somebody else to mediate. No wonder this damn thing is going nowhere.
This damn thing is going nowhere because you're not negotiating in good faith. You keep threatening to nuke them. You threatened to annihilate their entire civilization. You tried to do a fake out with Project Freedom to move your destroyers into a strategic position for a full-scale ground invasion of Iran. You murdered most of their government. You murdered their children in schools. Like, it's not going anywhere. Israel continues to slaughter the Lebanese. Like, it's not going anywhere because you're not actually negotiating. If we're negotiating something and you're like, hey, I'll sell you this car for 500, and I go, I want it for 300, and you go, how about 400, and I go 300, and I don't kill your kids. That's not negotiating. That's not, brother. You're. I go, $400, my kids survive. You go $300, and I call off the AC. That's not negotiating. That's not negotiating. Jesus. I did a Bella Ciao this stream, you fucking liar. Don't you lie to me.
So, you know, I appreciate all you've done. I'm very supportive of it. But when it comes to Pakistan and China, enough already.
Yeah, he means start a hot war with China that we would fucking lose in a fucking microsecond. All right, and then also I wanted to show you this clip of Marco Rubio quite literally saying that the goal of this war is to return the Strait of Hormuz to where it was before Trump started the war. Now, the problem is, if that was, he's lying. If that was your goal, you would immediately surrender. You would withdraw all troops from the region. You would, I want to say, command Israel to stop their invasion of Lebanon, but you don't actually have that power. They're the alpha in this relationship, right? And you would give all the concessions to Iran, but they don't actually want that. They actually don't want that.
As President Trump has said, and the facts clearly bear out, the United States of America holds all the cards. There is
Then why is the Strait of Hormuz closed, little Marco?
no scenario here in which if they decide to join a ladder of escalation, they wind up getting the last say.
Oh my God, they're talking about the escalation ladder, bro, because they're realizing you fell for it and you are climbing the escalation ladder, and there's no top. There's no top to this ladder. It's a ladder all the way to heaven, dog. And you're climbing the escalation ladder, but Iran is setting the fucking rules. Iran sets the rules here. They control the strait. They got the drones. They got the missiles. They got the mines. They got everything. They got... What the fuck are you talking about?
But our preference is for these straits to be opened to the way they're supposed to be opened.
You mean the way they were before Donald Trump launched Operation Epstein's Fury?
Back to the way it was. Anyone can use it. No mines in the water. Nobody paying tolls. That's what we have to get back to, and that's the goal here.
So surrender then. Then surrender. If that's what you want, then surrender. But that's not what you want. You want Iran to be a failed state because you are unironically an Israeli asset. Okay, this is a great article from The Atlantic. Checkmate in Iran. We're not going to read the whole thing, but I highly recommend you read it. Checkmate in Iran. Washington can't reverse or control the consequences of losing this war, by Robert Kagan. Hold on, I have another burp coming. Apologize for this. Excuse me. My bad. All right. It's hard to think of a time when the United States suffered a total defeat in a conflict. Vietnam. A setback so Korea. A setback so Iraq. A setback so Afghanistan. A setback so decisive, Kuwait, that the strategic loss could be neither repaired nor ignored. The calamitous losses suffered at Pearl Harbor, the Philippines, and throughout the Western Pacific in the first months of World War II were eventually reversed. The defeats in Vietnam and Afghanistan were costly, but did not do lasting damage to America's overall position in the world, because they were far from the main theaters of global competition. The initial failure of Iraq was mitigated by a shift in strategy that ultimately left Iraq relatively stable and unthreatening to its neighbors and kept the United States dominant in the region. Defeat in the present confrontation with Iran will be of an entirely different character. It can neither be repaired nor ignored. There will be no return to the status quo ante. No ultimate American triumph that will undo or overcome the harm done. The Strait of Hormuz will not be open as it once was. With control of the strait, Iran emerges as the key player in the region and one of the key players in the world. Yeah, I was talking about that, and I was watching a video. I think it was Kyle Kalinske who was saying the number one outcome that we have seen from this war is like there are global superpowers, right? There's China, there's Russia, there's the US, there's the UK, you know what I'm saying? Iran is becoming one. Iran, because of this, they weren't a global superpower, but now they're turning into one because controlling the Strait of Hormuz, that quite literally turns you into, somebody who controls 20% of the world's oil flow. That is some real fucking shit. And on top of that, if the Iranians aren't stupid, now they're making a nuclear arsenal. Now they've got it because it's the one thing that prevents the Western world from raping you, right? I mean, think about it. We don't bomb North Korea. They got nukes. We don't bomb China. They got nukes. We don't bomb Russia, they got nukes. We don't bomb France, they got nukes. We don't bomb the UK, they got nukes. We don't bomb India, they got nukes. We don't bomb Pakistan, they got nukes. Even though Lindsey Graham's saying that we should. We don't bomb you if you got a nuke. You could use it as a deterrent. Granted, I'm a fucking delegate for denuclearization at the UN. I think that we should live in a world without nuclear weapons. But if that's not an option, then we need to live in a world where everybody has a fucking nuclear weapon. That way you're all on the same playing field. Because right now we live in a world where there are two categories of countries, nuclear and non-nuclear. The nuclear countries feel like they have the ability to just bully and conquer and do whatever the fuck they want because they'll just hold up their nuke and go, don't fuck with me. You know? And then these other people who we consider to be adversaries, like North Korea, they get their nuke and we all like biting our nails like, oh my God, they're going to nuke the entire fucking planet because that's what we threatened to do. Meanwhile, the North Koreans are like, don't fuck with us. We got a nuke. And then that's just all they do. They just say, don't fuck with us. We got a nuke. You don't see China fucking... Friendly reminder, the only nation on planet Earth that has ever nuked another fucking nation is us, you know? Anyway, the roles of China and Russia as Iran's allies are strengthened. The role of the United States substantially diminished. Far from demonstrating American prowess, as supporters of the war have repeatedly claimed, the conflict has revealed an America that is unreliable and incapable of finishing what it started. That is going to set off a chain reaction around the world as friends and foes adjust to America's failure. Now, this article keeps on going, and I'm sure it's absolutely fucking incredible, but we have a lot to talk about, but go check out that article in The Atlantic. So some CBS Live updates. Iran threatens to, quote, teach a lesson if the U.S. attacks. Trump says the ceasefire is, quote, on life support. This is from today. After the Fuhrer rejected Iran's response to the latest U.S. peace proposal and said the ceasefire is, quote, on life support, the Speaker of Iran's parliament said the Islamic Republic's military is ready to, quote, teach a lesson to any aggressor. U.S. Ambassador and traitor to the United States of America, Mike Huckabee, said Tuesday that Israel sent anti-missile batteries and personnel to the UAE to help protect the country from Iranian attacks, underlying a growing defense relationship between the two Middle Eastern countries bolstered by the Iran war. Israeli strikes killed 6 people in southern Lebanon. By the way, this is just the number of the bodies they found. I guarantee they killed more than 6. State media reported as the leader of Iranian-backed Hezbollah vowed to turn the battlefield, quote, into hell for Israel. Inshallah, they will fall. The strikes come as Israel and Lebanon are set to hold a 3rd round of talks later this week in Washington. By the way, just so you guys know, the IDF is dead ass on the verge of collapse, because this is what happens when you fight an 8-front war and your nation is the size of New Jersey, bro. This is what happened to Hitler when he tried to fight a 2-front war. And you think you could fight an 8-front war? The only reason why you would think that you could pull that off is if you have the American army fighting for you, which is exactly what we're fucking doing. It makes absolutely no sense. Anyway, let's keep on moving here. Live updates. Hegseth tells lawmakers reports of U.S. munitions shortage are overstated. Okay, so we do have a shortage in ammo, which is precisely what I fucking said about 3 months ago. I said that we didn't have the ammo for a 5-day war with China, and now you're wasting all of our ammo in Iran. That is hilarious. Lawmakers pressed Secretary Pete Hegseth Tuesday morning over the Pentagon's unprecedented $1.5 trillion budget request as the Iran war ceasefire remained top of mind. Quote, this is admittedly a historic budget. It is fiscally responsible budget, and it is a war-fighting budget. The request builds upon the FY26 $1 trillion top line and reflects the urgency of the moment. Yeah, just take my tax dollars to keep on bombing brown kids. Yeah, why not? All right, some Iran live updates. Let's listen to this. The Iran war has allegedly already cost $29 billion. I actually think that's bullshit. I think the real number is probably closer to $100 billion so far.
Oil prices rising again after President Trump rejected Iran's response to a U.S. peace proposal. The president saying, I have just read the response from Iran's so-called representative.
What the fuck?
Iran responding to the U.S. proposal to end the war, but tonight President Trump calling it totally unacceptable.
What the fuck?
All of it is raising major questions
instead.
of when and how this conflict will end. Here's ABC's Tom Soupy-Burge in Tel Aviv tonight.
Tonight, with the Strait of Hormuz still blocked amid a fragile ceasefire, President Trump rejecting Iran's response to a U.S. interim proposal to end the war. The president saying in a post on social media, I have just read the response from Iran's so-called representatives. I don't like it. Totally unacceptable. The one-page U.S. proposal would see Iran relinquish its stranglehold over the Strait of Hormuz, allowing free passage for the 1,500 cargo vessels trapped in the Persian Gulf, and providing some relief for the world's economy and gas prices in the U.S. In return, the U.S. would gradually ease its military blockade on Iranian ports, with a further 30-day period then beginning to negotiate a full deal.
We see now Iran's economy in absolute freefall. Its currency is down over 100%. Its foreign currency reserves are completely exhausted.
Tonight, those short-term compromises seemingly in jeopardy, more than a month after the ceasefire took hold. According to a source speaking with an Iranian state-linked news agency.
Is that the Iranian Navy? Brother, Trump posted pictures of like American Nimitz class aircraft carriers with Iranian flags on it at the bottom of the sea. Okay, is this supposed to be the flex when Donald says we got rid of their entire navy? You got rid of these? Is that your flex?
Iran's response included demands like an end to the war and the lifting of oil sanctions within 30 days. In a new interview, the president telling Sinclair's Full Measure the U.S. could still bomb Iran again.
I said they are defeated, but that doesn't mean they're done.
What? 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 Imagine, fucking, I don't know, we nuke Hiroshima, right? And then Eisenhower goes, they're defeated, but they're not done. What the fuck does that mean, bro? What the fuck? They're hot, but they're also cold. What the fuck does this even mean?
We could go in for 2 more weeks and do everything.
It's always 2 weeks, bro. He's so obsessed with the 2 weeks number. It's 2 weeks for everything. 2 weeks for my healthcare plan. I'll give me 2 weeks. We need 2 weeks. They extended the ceasefire for 2 weeks. Oh, 2 weeks.
Single target.
Americans feeling the cost of the war with rising prices at the gas pump. The energy secretary saying today the administration.
Brother, so you see that $5.79 for diesel? That's what it is for Super 93 here in New York, bro. And you know, I drive a nice car, so I only put Super in my fucking tank. It's costing me $5.80 a gallon. It's over $100 to fill up my fucking car.
The administration is open to suspending the federal gas tax.
All measures that
Suspending the federal gas tax? Oh my God, they're panicking.
Can be taken to lower the price at the pump and lower the prices for Americans. This administration is in support of.
Yeah, no, you're not going to lower the taxes for the working class, but you are going to get rid of the gas tax. That's the stupidest fucking shit.
Rachel, the main sticking point in the negotiations with Iran, the future of its nuclear program. And with still no breakthrough in ending the war, it's just days before President Trump is expected to travel to Iran's key ally, China, for a crucial summit with Chinese President Xi.
Dude, Xi is just gonna like be laughing in his fucking face, dude. Like, this is really the century of American humiliation, and the entire world is just sprinting into the loving arms of the Chinese. 我们去将助力去欣赏毛泽东，哭着来要找个老主友。Like, dude, this is the Chinese century. This is the Chinese fucking century. U.S. unveils new Iran sanctions as Trump says ceasefire on massive life support. So Trump is putting more sanctions on Iran when they're saying, we'll open up the strait if you lift our fucking sanctions. Oh my God, dude, this guy is actually going to fucking nuke them. I'm telling you, this guy's actually going to fucking nuke them, bro. The Trump regime announced today a new round of sanctions targeting Iran's oil operations, including one targeting the sale and shipment of Iranian oil to China. Brother, you can't beat the Chinese. You can't beat the Chinese, bro. It's never gonna happen, bro. The sanctions come days before President Donald Trump is set to leave for China to meet with President Xi Jinping for a summit that is delayed earlier this year because of the war. Oh my God, I know what he's doing. I know what he's doing. He has no bargaining chips for his meeting with Xi because he needs to, you know, make deals. That's the whole point of being a president, is you're a puppet for the billionaire class and you have to make deals for them, right? That is literally what it is. Real quick, tangent. If you think the president of the United States is the top dog, you are so wrong, bro. He is unironically the bottom dog when it comes to the elite, right? The president of the United States is a fucking puppet who is supposed to work tirelessly like a dog and get no sleep just to support the billionaires, right? That's the whole fucking point of it. Did you say your sister is Jessica Valenti? No, she's not my sister. She's my cousin, though. But she's like, in an Italian way, she's sort of like a sister because my dad didn't have me and my brother until he was like 50 years old. But when Jessica was born to my uncle, right, because she's my cousin, my dad pretty much helped raise her. So she was raised kind of like a sister of mine, but no, she's not my sister. But I love her. Shout out to Jess. Jess, if you're watching this, hi, sweetheart. Go check out Jessica's content. She's incredible. She's a abortion activist, a women's rights activist, a feminist, a novelist. She is unfucking believable. The Valenti name has been a real fucking problem for the Republican Party since like the 1920s, bro. I don't even ask. All right. So yeah, Trump thinks he's going to be able to use this as as like a bargaining chip when the Chinese, they have renewable energy, brother, leading the world in renewable energy. And nobody in their right mind would ever make any sort of fucking deal with, you know, these fascist dogmen who they make a deal and then the next day Trump wakes up on the wrong side of the bed and his Depends diaper is full of his own wet fart and shit. And he doesn't know what to do. So he bombs a random fucking school. Like, this is just how he operates. Consumer prices rose 3.8% annually in April, the highest since May of 2023. Consumer price index rose an adjusted 0.6% this month, putting the one-year pace at 3.8%. Excluding food and energy, why would you exclude food and energy? The core CPI increased 2.8, whatever. Why would you exclude food and energy? All right, what is this?
We are going to get those CPI numbers, and Rick Santelli is standing by at the CME in Chicago. Rick.
Yes, our April consumer price index hitting the wires
up 0.6 is the headline number. That's exactly what we were expecting. It follows up 0.9.
I'm gonna be real with you guys. I know that like I'm smart when it comes to history and politics and shit, but I am such a stupid fucking idiot when it comes to like charts and graphs and shit. Like this might as well be in German, okay? This might as well be in German for me. But we're gonna listen.
At this point, still unrevised, that up 0.9.
Speaking of German, weit sprechen Sie Deutsche, Kamerad!
Inflation on a month-over-month headline basis since June of 22. Now the 0.6 backtracks it a bit, brings us to Feb.
Yeah, I speak German. That's the point, you fuck.
When it was up 0.3. If we strip out the all-important food and energy, a little warmer than expected, up 0.4, double the rear view mirror, and that would...
Yeah, I also like this guy's energy. I like that he's holding this and he's got notes on it, you know, he's old school. I bet you this guy doesn't use pens. I bet he's a pencil guy. That's probably a pen, though.
Equal where we were in Jan of 25. To find a hotter number, you're going to April of 23. Now, if we look at a year-over-year perspective, 3.8%, a little warmer than expected, 0.5% hotter than the 3.3 in the rearview mirror. 3.8 would be the warmest.
Bro, all these numbers are cooked to the high heavens too, because I don't trust anybody who works in the federal government anymore. Like, he has cleansed anybody who had any sense of dignity and honor, and he just replaced them all with fucking loyalists. So I just don't believe in them. I just don't believe in them, and I don't give a fuck. I do know what these mean. Here's the price increases since January 1st. Sulfur is up 90%. Urea is up 59%. Bitumen up 40%. Cotton 31%. Rubber 23%. Rice 23%. Wool 22%. Wheat 20%. Palm oil 12%. And here's the thing, guys. What they are and how much they have gone up doesn't matter. What matters is the fact that it's all plus. There's no negatives, bro. There's no negatives. Donald said he was going to lower the price of goods. I'm going to lower the price of groceries. You know, I'm going to end the war on day one. Everything has only gone up, bro. Inflation is now eating up all wage gains for the first time in about 3 years. This is painful for Americans and a true financial squeeze. CPI inflation in the past year, 3.8. Wage gains in the past year, 3.6. So, you know, as wages remain stagnant, the price of goods is going up. Isn't that called stagflation? Isn't that what that is? We're going through inflation and stagnant wages. This is called stagflation. It's worse than inflation. It's like, yeah, the price of goods is going up and people are making less money. Usually it's the prices of goods are going up and people are making the same amount of money. This is like nightmare scenario, dude. Incredible. And it's not just gas prices going up. Grocery prices and electricity are also jumping. These are the basic costs for most Americans, right? So you can see the price of it going up and up and up and up as time goes on. It's fucking diabolical. It's diabolical. Costco spots a recession before economists do. When members shift from beef to chicken and then to canned tuna, something in the economy is bending. Bro, beef is so fucking expensive right now. It's unbelievable. And do you know what happened when the price of beef became astronomical in Argentina? They started eating the fucking donkeys. They started eating ass. In Argentina, the people are dumpster diving and they're eating ass for dinner. Sounds pretty. All right, my bad. You don't need a model. You need You need a checkout counter and millions of members with long memories. So Costco posts this. They say, and by the way, not just in the current recession or concern for recession. Historically, we've always seen some, like with fresh protein. We've always seen when there's a recession, whether it was 99 or 0 or what is that, 100 or whether it was 1999 or 2000 or 09, 08, 010, whatever. We would see some sales penetration shift from beef to poultry and pork. We have seen some of that now. I think anecdotally, I heard a few months ago from our head of food and sundries buyer that we saw some switch even to canned products like canned chicken and canned tuna and things like that. I will say this, and this is somewhat of a joke, the canned chicken and canned tuna going up probably has something to do with looks maxing and like the protein filling and like people just like, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people just eat canned chicken and canned tuna simply because it's like high protein, low cal. So maybe that's playing a role with the rise of this manosphere type shit. I don't know. But people aren't buying fucking beef anymore because of how goddamn expensive it is. If you work for a living, your share of GDP has never been lower. If you hoard capital for a living, your share of GDP has never been higher. So total wages as share of GDP has slowly gone down over the fucking years. It skyrocketed once during the COVID pandemic, probably because of the stimulus checks, and then went right back down. And the stock market share of the GDP is going up. This is why Trump keeps on saying, he's like, oh, the stock market's doing great, the NASDAQ's doing great, all these things are doing great, the S&P 500 is doing great. Because Trump doesn't get wages. Trump doesn't have a salary. Trump operates off of his investments, right? And all of these elite rich people, they operate off of their investments. The stock market is going to do fine, but the rest of them, they're going to get ass fucked. Everybody else, the overwhelming majority of Americans are not invested in the stock market. All right, quick shift. We're going to talk about the Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein Memorial Reading Room that is open in New York City. I actually think I might go take a look at that one of these days, because it's only going to be here for like 2 weeks. But just get a look at this shit, dude. I have to mute it. I can't play that song, that's copyrighted. Can you drag pen etched in the ground? Dude, it's literally a whole ass fucking library with all of the fucking Epstein files in there, bro. Maybe I should go to that and like make some clips, you know what I'm saying? All right, I also have another clip of it here.
More than 3.5 million pages printed and bound into books inside the Donald J. Trump.
Bro, remember when somebody put up, do you think this was a Banksy? Like, who put up the statue of Jeffrey and Donald dancing? I remember that shit. Who did that?
Jeffrey Epstein Memorial Reading Room.
DOJ didn't follow the law, right? They failed to redact names and identifying information of survivors and victims, and they did redact names of co-conspirators. So each of these is about 5 pounds. If you take all, 3,437 volumes, it weighs about 17,000 pounds. So if we read for 24 hours and we cover 2 pages a minute, we will read about 3 of these books. This much, this, and this. That's 24 hours of reading. So in order to get through all of these books, we would need to read for more than a year. What we wanted to do in the middle of all of this evidence of crimes, provide a way for us to think about and center the victims. We have 1,400 points of light, one to represent each one of the victims and survivors. We put together these 3 timelines. The Jeffrey Epstein timeline across the top, which are all of his allegations. The Donald Trump timeline along the bottom, which are all of his allegations and crimes. In the middle, all of the times that they were together. I think what you see here is that these 2 men lived remarkably similar lives, which makes sense because they were friends for decades. The difference is one of them died in prison and the other one is the President of the United States. What we hope for and what we hope to advocate for is to have not...
He didn't die in prison, homie. He's living on some fucking island. He's probably living on Prospera Island off the coast of Honduras.
Only all of the files released, but also to have them properly redacted so that it doesn't expose the names of victims or survivors, and also unredact the names of witnesses and perpetrators and co-conspirators, so that there is true transparency.
No, Trump has not lost his mind about this yet. He has not even addressed this yet.
And that can promote real accountability.
I hate that fucking noise at the end of every goddamn TikTok. All right, new. According to the New York Times, some Democrats are proposing a plan to overturn the state Supreme Court ruling that invalidated the referendum. So this is about the Virginia Supreme Court shutting down the Virginia redistricting efforts that the people voted on 51 to 49. Somehow, some way, the Democrats have, I guess, found a semblance of a spine, like one single vertebra is what they have found. And they're like, all right, we'll fight against this. Because listen, let me just boil this down. Essentially, the federal government and these Supreme Courts of all different states are saying Republicans are allowed to gerrymander their districts to give them more seats, but Democrats are not. Because we already had this happen in, what was it? I think in Tennessee and in Texas, and they gerrymandered their districts, gave the Republicans more seats. That wasn't even brought to the Supreme Court. There was a couple of states where it was brought to the Supreme Court and it was shut down. But when it comes to blue states or just Democrats in general, that's not allowed. You're not allowed to do it. So this is a genuine, we've talked about the word constitutional crisis all the time. This is probably the most the most catastrophic constitutional crisis we've seen yet, because the Supreme Court would not have gotten involved if it was a no if they didn't redistrict the Virginia Supreme Court, right? If the people voted on it and they said no, they would have kept their mouth shut. But because the people voted on it and said yes, they said, okay, no, you can't fucking do that. We're overturning your decision. Which essentially means that if you don't vote the way that your state Supreme Court wants, they will just overturn it. It's the very definition of like taxation without representation. We voted for you to be our representatives, not the Supreme Court. We voted for this redistricting effort. We won the vote. And then you say, nah, you can't do it. Then why are we voting? If you have an ulterior motive and we didn't meet that motive and you just overturn the vote, then why are we voting? Where's the tea and where do I throw it type shit? You know what I'm saying? It's fucking diabolical. Okay. So this is what the Democrats are proposing. 1, invoke the circuit court ruling that invalidated the referendum due to county officials not posting notice of it at courthouses 3 months before the election to invalidate the 2020 constitutional amendment that created the Independent Redistricting Commission by arguing that the courthouses also did not post notice of it at this time either. Okay, so that was in German, and I don't know what that means. 2, lower the mandatory retirement age for justices from 75 to 54. Brother, how about you just give them a 2-year term limit or less? This would remove every justice on the court. The Democratic majority in the legislature can then appoint 7 new justices. 3, Democrats would then be able to redraw the map. Okay, so they're talking about packing the court. And like, listen, if the enemy is going to cheat and you refuse to cheat, then you've already lost the game. Okay? When they go low, I go fucking lower. Okay? I swear to God, they go low, I end up grabbing them by the ankles and yanking so the back of their head crashes into the fucking concrete like I did to my fucking bully in 7th grade. I know you remember that shit, Brian. I fucked you up. You needed stitches. Anyway, I don't know. What the fuck was that? But that's what I'm saying is pack the court then. Pack the fucking court, make it a literal Democrat supermajority so that Republicans can never get what they want ever fucking again. I've said this before and I'll say it again proudly. Republicanism needs to be eradicated. It needs to be eviscerated. It cannot exist anymore. It needs to be illegal. You know, to be a Republican, to have Republican beliefs, it needs to be genuinely so reprehensible that you are ostracized from your community. I'm not even fucking kidding about that shit. All right, keep reading. Why some Republicans rediscovered their love of court packing. This is a 12-minute long video. I'm not gonna lie, don't give a fuck about this one. All right, it has become standard leftist view that Trumpism was a backlash to Obama not being socialist enough, and I don't think that's what happened. Okay, well, it was 2 things. 1, Obama was not socialist enough. He made all these promises of hope and change, and he was just another fucking neoliberal that bombed the Middle East. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, he wasn't socialist enough. If Obama was straight up passing like genuine progressive value, like something like universal health care or universal child care or universal basic income, right? Shit like that, real socialist stuff, then yeah, we probably wouldn't have had the backlash to Obama, which was Trump, which a lot of people call him the white lash, right? We got a black president, and then these fucking racist ass white people, they went fucking crazy and voted for Trump. But it's not just the racist ass white people. A lot of people felt lied to by Obama. We had 8 years of Obama, and like there really wasn't any big change. There really wasn't any big change, you know? So I think that maybe a lot of people felt like, hey, here comes Trump coming in here saying shit like the entire fucking system is rigged and I'm gonna drain the fucking swamp and like fuck these people, I ain't one of them. Yeah, that's going to get a lot of fucking motion. So that's why you can't repeat the same mistake over and over again. You can't have Democrat establishment neoliberal cucks like Kamala Harris and Gavin fucking Newsom running the show anymore. You need genuine progressive socialists. You need AOC. You need Bernie Sanders. You need Zoran Mamdani. You need people like me. You need people like Hassan. You need people like Kyle Kalinske. You can't repeat the same fucking mistake over and over again. That's one of the definitions of insanity.
Why do you think we went from Obama to Trump?
We did not. Oh, okay. This is Graham Plattner. Listen, again, I don't like Graham Plattner. I just don't trust him. I think that he says all of the right things. He says all of the things I agree with, but I don't trust him because of his Nazi tattoo. But I'm willing to bet he's going to say all of the right things right now. And remember, the message matters the most. Like, I do not like this messenger, but the message matters the most. Let's listen. Somebody said, dude, get over the fucking tattoo. Real quick. Would you be asking me the same thing if it was a swastika instead of the Totenkopf? Hey, if it was the #1 most famous Nazi symbol instead of the #2 most famous Nazi symbol, would you be telling me to get over the fucking tattoo? Probably not. So get on your hands and knees and eat my shitty fucking asshole, bitch. All right, now let's watch.
Stop the neoliberal project. That's why. When Obama comes in and so many people are like, looking for this like significant change. And then materially, we kind of just continue with the same like neoliberal policies. There's still trickle-down economics. I mean, that's
Somebody said he went through the effort to cover it, didn't he? Yes, after having it on his body for 19 years, yes.
bailing out the banks and not bailing out the homeowners. That engenders...
He's right. Obama bailed out the fucking banks. He didn't bail out the fucking people who lost their fucking homes. That is the very definition of neoliberalism. That is the definition of like being pro-corporate and a hyper-capitalist and not giving a fuck about the average man who is suffering.
An intense amount of anger and frustration, and I think total disillusionment with the system itself. When you look at the old blue wall labor states, there was just the fact that it had just been another 8 years of a continued
that's why you're taking the tattoo personally. That same chatter just said, yes, my grandfather went AWOL from the Wehrmacht and had his number tattooed and had his numbers tattooed on his shoulder, but fought for our nation to beat the Nazis. So don't go there, fam. Brother, I have fucking great Uncle Dietrich who served in the Wehrmacht. You know what I say confidently? He was a fucking Nazi. That's the difference between us, you fucking pussy.
Version of the power of labor. And you continue to see places that used to be strong unions, like bastions, they just became Trump voting places. The Democratic Party continuing to not show up for organized labor in those places. And so you've got folks, their material conditions are getting worse. They want things to be different. They just got excited and thought they were about to be different and they weren't. And then Donald Trump comes along and says, no, it's all fucked up. All these people.
This is quite literally exactly what I just said, which is that Trump said everything he had to say to get them on board, and then he just betrayed them because he's a fucking liar.
All these people are stealing from you. The system's rigged against you. American carnage, which ironically he has now absolutely created. But like that whole thing, you know, we all got beaten into the ground by this like long neoliberal project.
Oh, and I will say this, when Graham Plattner wins, which he probably will, because I'm reading that chatter said actions speak louder than words. You're correct, but all you're seeing is words, dog. He has no power yet. He's not an elected official yet. If he wins and he gets power and he actually does full socialist shit, I will be very happy to have been wrong and go, wow, now that he's in power and he's actually capable of taking action rather than saying words, hopefully he does all this socialist stuff and then I will have been proven wrong. And some people can get a Nazi tattoo removed and then be socialists, maybe. But until that moment, bro, we are operating off of the same shit that Trump did. We're operating off of promises. We're operating off of words. You're saying actions speak louder than words. There has been no actions yet.
Always bound to fail for working people. For the Democratic Party to continue to exist, for it to have any hope in the future, in my opinion, it needs to excise from itself corporate power.
Oh, and yeah, wait, also, thank you. One other chatter said, you can't trust the guy, he is a murderer. Yes, so again, remove the Nazi tattoo entirely. The fact that he was a fucking mercenary for Blackwater, which are like the literal, the chief war criminals for Afghanistan and Iraq. They sent Blackwater to do shit that they wouldn't send the US military to do because the US military had to operate off of rules of engagement. Yeah, no, that's also full stop for me. Like 4 tours in Afghanistan and then joins Blackwater. Nah, bro, you just like killing people.
And a relationship with neoliberalism. Quite frankly. But what we need to be doing now is getting that way of thinking, getting that ideology just out of the party. I'm all for a big tent. I firmly believe that. Like, nobody has to have my exact politics. We can disagree on some stuff, plenty of stuff, actually.
I agree in that sense where you don't have to agree on everything I say, but there are some things that if you disagree, you need to be excised from the movement, right? And I'll give you an example, something like, immediately defund Israel. Not one fucking dollar for anything, aid, weaponry, fucking food. I don't give a shit. If you can't agree to stop funding for Israel, but you agree with me on everything else, fuck you and suck my dick. You're out of the fucking movement. Again, I'm not saying there are other things that you don't have to agree with me on, but there are some things that if you disagree with me on it, you're done. You're done.
Should be no place in the Democratic Party for someone who is like chummy with Silicon Valley tech bros.
He's talking about Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom is chummy with Silicon Valley tech bros.
Somebody who like has a close relationship with fossil fuel companies. Like And if people want to go have an argument with themselves about whether their kind of progressive social ideas are more important than like protecting billionaires' taxes or lack of taxes, go have that fight in the Republican Party. Make that their problem.
He is right. These are Republican values. Like having them in the Democrat Party because you're trying to tack to the right to win over like independents is fucking insane. All right, a little shit about the hantavirus. We're going to cover this real quick. I need you to know one thing. I refuse to believe that this is going to become a big deal, but it is important for you to at least be educated on it in case I'm wrong. But I will not live through another lockdown. You will see me. I'm not kidding. You will see me act like a Republican. I will refuse to wear a mask. Granted, listen, my dad had fucking cancer and was like dying in like 2018, and I had to wear the mask and the fucking white coat and all that shit just to like talk to him and shit. So like when it comes to being around somebody that's sick, of course you got to wear a fucking mask and shit, but you're not going to catch me doing this shit out in the street. Never in a million fucking years.
150 passengers are currently stuck on a cruise ship outside the western coast of Africa right now due to a suspected hantavirus outbreak that has killed at least.
And that boat has docked and the people have been removed since, yes?
3 people. Here are 5 things that you need to.
Sometimes, Chris, you're controversial as fuck, so confusing. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm a human being. I'm not one of those people who are like, hey, these are the beliefs from the blue, therefore I support them all, and these are the beliefs from the red, and I hate them all. Like, no, I'm a human being, and I have varied different beliefs, and that's actually kind of the norm. So, yeah, I mean, if that freaks you out, that's a you problem. I really don't give a fuck.
To know about hantavirus. Hantaviruses are a family of viruses that are typically spread through exposure to rodents. We're talking about things like their saliva, their feces. A typical way that people get infected is through inhaling contaminated particles. The risk of this virus being contagious is low, but Andes virus is one strain that can spread from person to person, and it's believed that the first passengers that were sick on this cruise might have been infected with that strain. This infection can be life-threatening. Since the 1990s, there's been roughly 900 cases.
Hey, Chrissy, I love you, even if I disagree with you on some takes. That's what makes you massively respectable. Strong conversation is necessary. I always respect you for that, mate. Thank you, appreciate that. And always remember, I'm from New York, so like when I tell you to like fucking suck my dick and eat my shitty fucking asshole, we can still grab a beer afterwards. You know what I'm saying?
Across the United States.
That's just how New Yorkers operate, bro.
And about 1/3 of them have died. Infections will usually start with symptoms that are similar to the flu. We're talking about things like cough, fever, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and headache, but then it can progress into things like kidney failure, respiratory failure, and even internal bleeding. While rare, hantaviruses can be found.
Granted, I should double down on what I just said, or just reiterate. Like, granted though, if we disagree on something like you're a Zionist, no, I'm not getting fucking drinks with you. You should actually like fucking get cancer.
So you want to make sure you're using extra precaution when you're in a place like a barn or a cabin or any place where there might be rodents. The WHO right now says that the overall risk to the population is low. Health officials are continuing with their case investigation.
What do these people do? Eat rat poo? No, a whole bunch of like random ass white hippie photographers were like taking photos at a fucking dump, like a trash dump in some random country. I don't know where. Anyway. And the last one I want to show you is this. Patients arrive at Atlanta. Eerie moment. Infected rat virus cruise ship passenger clad in heavy-duty hazmat gear is led down the steps of a jumbo jet at America's busiest airport. Brother, they better have fucking deleted this plane after. I don't mean disinfect the plane. Fucking launch it into space. Get rid of the plane, dog. Why are they using creepy fucking music? I'm gonna mute the creepy music. Look at them. Look at them. You couldn't pay me to be somebody to take photos of this shit. Are you out of your fucking mind? I was watching earlier in the stream, you were talking about how you don't want to fuck with Disney. My girl's dad was caught poaching and got banned. At Disney? Your girl's dad was hunting animals at Disney World? What was he, in the fucking animal kingdom slitting Mufasa's throat? What the fuck? What the fuck? That's diabolical, dude. What'd he do, kill Pumbaa? Crazy. Crazy! But yeah, hopefully this hantavirus shit is a nothing burger. You know, hopefully it all dies down. We'll see what happens. I sure as shit ain't no virologist. I can't really tell you. I failed chemistry twice in high school, bro. That ass. Second time I failed, I went up to her, Miss Russo. Shout out Roos if you're ever seeing this. And I said, Roos, listen, If I don't pass chemistry, I don't graduate. I have a 63% average. You boost me by 3 fucking points. That's a 66. It's a passing grade. It's a D minus. Roos, you gotta let me move on with my life. And Roos looked at me and she goes, all right. 66. And that's how the fuck I graduated. That's how the fuck I graduated, bro. Let's finish the last little bit of this. Yeah, they're getting the fuck out. All right, so that's what I got for you today. Long video. We're at 1 hour and 5 minutes. Very long video. If you're here live, you stay. We got to make a thumbnail for that video. If you're watching this pre-recorded on YouTube, thank you very much for tuning into the Valenti VOD. I hope you're leaving a little bit smarter than you entered or a little bit more informed than you came in here. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing. It helps me immensely. Don't forget to support this channel financially like Daniel Reyes just did with a $5 donation. And other than that, do me one last favor. Click that video right over there. It's a banger. And I know bangers. All right, Daniel Reyes, $5 says, yeah, he has a Nazi tattoo and he was a mercenary, so but so what? Now he says nice things. Yeah, no, that's essentially my school of thought. That's essentially my school of thought. You're going to get your teacher fired by this is like 2015, 2014 shit. It's over a decade ago. Statute of limitations, you know? All right, let's make a thumbnail. What should we do? Maybe the Iranians and Trump and then the word checkmate. Maybe, yeah, that'd be a good one. Iran and Trump and then checkmate. The new Ayatollah and Trump next to each other and it says checkmate. Trump like crying, you know what I'm saying? So let's get new Ayatollah. Go with this one, save image. We are on episode 444, folks. Okay, and then I need Trump crying. Maybe we've never seen him crying on camera. Trump sad. Yeah, there we go. That's a good one. And then we need a background photo. What should we go with? The how about this? How about Strait of Hormuz? Or how about this? American ships sunk. There we go. We'll go with that. Okay. Let's see if we could do this. We're going to go with this. Oh, I think Berta's rolling up. I think Berta's about to knock on that door, and then Luigi's going to go fucking crazy, as she does. As she does. We're going to need you. We're going to need you. Fucking peak streams, love them. Thanks, brother. Much appreciated. Yeah, yeah, look at this. Look at this propaganda. Let me get rid of my face real quick so you can really see it. Hold on. Where's my camera? There it is. Look at this propaganda, huh? Ain't that some propaganda? Are you ready for some propaganda? Shorty's dad was an electrician there, so he had access to the wooded areas around the main park. That's still diabolical, bro. That's diabolical. All right, we need me, too. there. That's great. That's great, right? Chris, please. Oh, for a little itty bitty BB? Ah, too late. Next time, though. Next time, though. Sorry. Next time. All right, A/B testing. So we're going to go with this. We're going to go with Trump is realizing. How about this now? Trump is facing reality. We have 0 options left. And then Trump lost. It did get quiet. What got quiet? Me? I usually get quiet while I'm doing this last part because it takes a little bit more focus. Isn't that funny? That me and my fucked up ADHD brain means it's easier for me to do this like live stream, 50 articles, reading the chat, improvising, than it is to like sit here and do this and make a thumbnail and like type and shit while talking to you guys. Okay. Hantavirus is a cover-up for the Disney cruise ship CP ring. I vehemently disagree with you. I'm not mentally ill. You are. There we go. It is, brother. So what are you saying? Hantavirus doesn't exist? You saying hantavirus doesn't exist? The Iranians have checkmated. Go, acknowledge, confirm. Oh, I have to go let Berta in. 1 second. Luigi, come on. I'm very good. I'm just finishing up work. Luigi, come on. I'm just going to finish up my work. It's my Mossad agent. Weenie! Weenie's so excited. She loves Berta. She loves Berta.
Come here, little girl. Come here, little girl. Hi, little girl. Oh, wow. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody.
Okay. What do you say, brother? They are giving it huge publicity, no news coverage in the CP ring, though. Why is that? Probably because, like, the entire government is riddled with child predators. But yeah, no, not everything is a distraction, dude. Some things are, you ever heard the phrase, never waste a good crisis? You know what I'm saying? Now, here's the thing. If you're saying that they're using the story of the hantavirus to kill other stories, that can be argued, sure. But if you're saying hantavirus does not exist and the whole story was concocted to suppress that story, yeah, dude, you're mentally ill and you need professional help. You should probably start going to therapy. I go to therapy every fucking week. You can go get help. You know, I don't know if you have healthcare, but you could talk to them and see if you can get therapy coverage. I get covered. Anyway, that is being uploaded, so now we have to make our advertisement for it. Now, I'm saying they're using the story to make other stories irrelevant. First time on Earth? First time on Earth, huh? Do you think this is some sort of groundbreaking thing that you came up with? Do you think this is groundbreaking? Called flooding the zone. Uh-huh. All right, let's make this video real quick. Okay. So the price of absolutely everything is skyrocketing while Trump is panicking, headed over to his meeting with Xi Jinping, where Xi Jinping is going to fucking rickroll him and Fortnite dance all over him because he's a fucking dumbass. And now Trump wants to put more sanctions on Iranian oil before he goes to his meeting with China. This is because he has literally no cards to play when he goes to meet with Xi Jinping. He has nothing to negotiate with. So he's thinking, oh, what if I just throw another fucking sanction on Iranian oil? The Chinese need Iranian oil. Brother, you have literally turned the Iranians into a global superpower. Okay, they control the fucking Strait of Hormuz, where 20% of the world's oil flows. They control the global price of oil right now, brother. You have fucked up everything. You have strengthened China's resolve. You have strengthened Iran's resolve. You have strengthened Russia's resolve. Everything you have done has fucking collapsed, where now you have little Marco Rubio up there going, the goal is to get the Strait of Hormuz back to where it was before Trump launched his war. Oh, if that were the case, if that were the goal, you would unconditionally surrender immediately and be on your hands and knees begging and apologizing, going, please reopen the Strait of Hormuz. We need to lower the prices of global oil, which, again, you stupid fucks, you can't do that. You know, where even if you fucking stopped this war right now, you would not touch the global price of oil. You would not have it going down for another fucking 10 years, bro. On top of that, just a whole bunch of shit about like the hantavirus and the redistricting efforts in Virginia that passed 51-49 and then was shut down by the Virginia Supreme Court, which kind of is like the biggest constitutional crisis I've ever seen. It's like catastrophic because it means like if you guys voted no, we wouldn't have gotten involved. But because you guys voted yes, we have to shut down the vote. We have to shut down what you voted for, which sort of implies that like voting means nothing if these state Supreme Courts and the actual Supreme Court, if they have ulterior motives and you don't do what they wanted and then they just shut down the vote in and of itself and it means nothing, then you're asking for guillotines, bro. You're literally begging for fucking pitchforks and guillotines because that's taxation without representation, bro. You tax the fuck out of me. We got representatives. We vote for this shit and you say you can't fucking do it? Nah, suck my dick and eat my shitty fucking asshole. Fucking blow me. Here's what needs to happen when it comes to the big Supreme Court. We need the Democrats to fully pack the Supreme Court. The Republican Party should not be able to get anything they want. If the Republicans pass some sort of bill, the Democrat-run Supreme Court should immediately shut it down. I've said it for a long time. Republicanism needs to be actually eradicated. You can't allow them to pass any fucking laws. You need to make it so that registering as a Republican is something that gets you fully ostracized from your community. I mean, removed from your fucking house type shit. Completely ostracized by your community. That's what we need to move into. But I got a whole new YouTube video talking about this. Go check it out. It's pretty fucking long, in great detail. Remember, all Republicans are subhuman, inferior vermin. If I triggered you, let me know. New YouTube video. There we go. That's a good one. Let's get that uploaded. That one, I can already tell this is going to piss off a lot of fucking Republicans. Sometimes I know while I'm making it, I'm like, oh, what I just said is actually going to fucking have them geeking and shitting. Thank you for reading my comment, Chris. And Chris, we trust. Thank you. Thank you, Daniel. The Christian one was worse? Oh yeah, when I said, fuck your God, he's not real, but I am. Yeah, that shit was funny. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you very much. Peace out. My cat watches stream every day, so good. Thank you. Thank you for the 5.